Hello, everybody. This is Lata from Indian Mom Blogs. I had met someone, her name is Alpana. She has a blog. I had met her, I think, 2 years ago. And because I came across her blog, it's called Mother's Gurukul. And then when I came across her Instagram channel, that's when I realized that she's much more than a blogger. Okay, let me introduce her to you. There is a lot. The bio is really big. She's a freelance content writer. She hosts two podcasts, not one, two. One is in Hindi, Bato Bato Mein. It's fabulous. The other one is for parents and motivational podcast. That is on the topics which are covered in the blog. She is also one of the top 12 NRA parenting bloggers. She's among the 15 mom bloggers who are blogging from overseas. She's also in the top 230 English blogs in India, her blog is. So I am so privileged to have Alpana on my show. Thank you so much, Alpana, for joining in. Can you tell us about your journey, the first journey, why you started blogging? My audience would be very curious to know that.
Okay, so namaste everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Lata, for that warm welcome. I'm really happy that my profile, it comes in the search. That's really good to know. So yeah, starting about from how I started. So the reason is why I got into blogging. Surprisingly, now it makes me laugh that when I stepped into blogging, I didn't even know what exactly blogging is. It was mainly because I like to write, and blogging was a good medium, or say writing was a good medium. So blogging wasn't the first thing where I stepped into. I started writing my own travelogues when I moved to the USA after my marriage. And here I wasn't allowed to work. So I was like, okay, something I have to do. And I was exploring new places. So I started to write the travelogues. I used to send it to my in-laws, to my parents and my relatives. So those were the only readers I had that time. So I got like plenty of appreciation from them. Okay, it's very nice. So I was like, okay, this is something I'm enjoying. And then I started my first blog, which never was on any social media, was Annapurna. So Annapurna was, you can call it like a time pass vlog thing, that okay, today I made something, let me just post it. That's why I gave the name Annapurna.
Okay.
And so that was there, and it hardly had maybe 10 posts or something. It was more like, when I'm in the mood to write, I will write. It was like that. And then it kind of gave me a feel of how to write an article. And then when I started my motherhood journey, I wrote my first article for the local Austin South Asian newsletter, the parenting article.
Wow.
And that was my first article as an author, you can say. And then, so because it had that immigrant touch, and that newspaper was mainly for the South Asian families. So again, it got appreciation. So I got little boost also. And slowly I started authoring their parenting section. And I submitted the article. Luckily, it used to get, accepted. And when people will meet me, they're like, okay, okay, so you wrote that. So it used to feel good. And then blogging was the next step. Then when my daughter started her full-time school, kindergarten, then I was like, now I have the time. If I have start something, I can kind of generate content. That time also I didn't know anything about this SEO, DA, why it is important to generate content consistently. It was more about me, what I like to write. I used to write. So I started Mother's Gurukul. And Mother's Gurukul, why this particular name? Because an immigrant mom is trying to nurture and upbring her child on a foreign land. That was the reason. That's why I wanted that combination of Indianized thing, and at the same time, people who are not Indian, they can also connect to it. So that's why it's Mothers and Gurukul. So that's how my blog started. It started with only parenting section, and now it has like parenting, lifestyle, everything, whatever comes under the umbrella of motherhood or parenting, it's there on Mother's Gurukul.
You're pretty active on many channels. I mean, your name is everywhere. Like I
Oh,
have
thank
seen you in
you.
on other channels also, because I have subscribed to other channels, and then they'll tell that Alpana has shared a post on how to start a podcast and things like that. So how did this begin? Like, I hear about you a lot in the blogosphere.
It's really good to know, Lata, because again, even if now my focus is not only towards myself, that what I like to write, but I also think from what readers want to read more.
Okay.
And I think among all the bloggers, my podcasts are pretty old, so that's why they are consistent. It's not like on and off. So that is
Yeah.
why when they come to me asking those sort of questions, I feel, why not to put it somewhere where they can read it also.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that is the reason why I started to, to ask, like the podcast post that you mentioned. I recently wrote for Blog Chatter. So,
Yes. Yeah.
I felt that there is a trending topic there and people are asking me the same questions over and over. So I just decided, as a blogger, I should give them the information that they are looking. And on Google, whatever is there, it is more of a bookish, and I
Yeah.
should give them the real time experience. What are the plus minus, what mistakes I made, because I didn't learn podcasting from anywhere. It is all hit and try. I made mistakes, I learned from them, and I'm not a tech person. So that also I learned from YouTube and Google and books only. That's it.
So what is your background? What?
I have done MBA. So I
Okay.
have MBA in marketing and finance.
Wow.
And so yeah, I mean, I'm a management level person, and I just feel that maintaining a website is also a part of management.
Yes.
But
Yes.
now I'm learning IT also because of that. But still, I'm not very good at it, for sure. But yeah, somehow I'm managing
No,
it.
no, you're managing it really well. I mean, who can do this vlog and not one, two podcasts? You're very active on Instagram and keeping up with that. And so, how do you? When did this podcast start? Then?
So Lata, the podcast, the Bato Bato Mein podcast, it's pretty new. I will call still it a baby because it started last year.
Mhm.
And Mother's Gurukul is quite old. But as you said, earlier I wasn't very active on the English podcast, which is Mother's Gurukul podcast is like an extension to my website.
Yes.
So I used to, whatever is on my website, most of the stuff you will find on Mother's Gurukul podcast, but with some additional information to it. Because when you're talking about something, when you're giving a verbal touch to something, you have to add some personal touch from your side. So there I
Yes.
have the scope, to add examples, to give my share other incidents in that podcast. So that is, I would say, maybe 2 or 3 years old, Mother's Gurukul, but Bato Bato Mein is 1 year old. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And recently I saw that readathon thing. You're also volunteering to raise
Yes.
money for the COVID
Yes.
situation in India. Wow,
Yes.
yeah, that was very
That was very
heartening.
nice. It was, I was really lucky to, I would definitely say I'm like really lucky to find right people at the right time who remember me at the right time. And so this readathon happened just like that. I mean, I didn't
That's right.
contact them. So this lady who is organizing this whole thing, she contacted one of my blogger friends who is in Dallas. And
Okay.
my Dallas friend, we were talking about something storytelling session. Her channel is Kula Village. So we were
Uh,
talking about that Kula Village thing, that why don't you conduct a storytelling session? She was planning to start a storytelling session in regional languages. And then
okay.
something came up, so I couldn't give my stories to her. But then in the meantime, this readathon thing happened. And kind of my Dallas friend redirected this readathon friend to me. And that's how it all
Acha.
happened. And I
Wow.
was very happy because I was able to narrate something in Marathi, because that is my mother tongue. And I really wish to start something in Marathi, but right now with 2 active podcasts, 1 active blog, I cannot start anything new third. So these small windows, it makes me happy. And when you contribute to something meaningful, it's
Yes,
really,
yes.
it's not always about money. So that gave me a good feeling.
Yeah.
So
If for new bloggers and new podcasters, one is how do you decide if it's right for you? Second is how do you come up with content ideas? And what motivates you? Because clearly from what I have heard from you, it's not the money. So
Yeah.
how do you stay focused in spite of not earning or whatever? You know?
Okay, so I will start with the first question, that how to decide whether it is right. So it is more about a calling, Lata, because if someone is into writing, they will definitely would like to try blogging or
Yes.
writing of any sort. But the problem today, what I see in new bloggers is they get overwhelmed, and it's very natural to get overwhelmed because when there's so many brands and their known bloggers are doing collaborations and being influencers, they don't understand the difference between a blogger and an influencer. They feel that blogging means, okay, I will write my couple of posts and I'll start earning. So that is where you have to make that line, that you have to make few rules for yourself. That's what at least I follow. And here I don't get that many international brands. Whatever brands I work with, they are mostly from India, or few times my main focus is not on the brand collaboration, but it is mainly about the pure content creation. Not that I'm against brands, but in terms of when it comes to product reviews and all, I don't want to cheat my readers by writing something which I haven't tried. So I tell them clearly, if they reach out to me, that, hey, I'm not in India. If you're ready to send this product to my relative, I'm fine, but I cannot write something just to make a post or just to get paid.
Mm.
And the same thing, I turned down many offers just because it wasn't falling in my categories. So
Wow.
that is where I try to stay focused. Last week itself, I wrote a post, and then the link that they gave me to share in it, when I
Mm.
went to that link, I was like, no, this is not matching to what I have written so far. So
Oh.
I told that lady that, hey, the post is ready, but this is something that I don't think, I'm not comfortable in posting it.
Mhm.
So I want to pass. So
Wow.
so I
Wow.
do that. I do that because it's all about your uniqueness. When my readers
Yes.
will come to me seeing the title, and when they go on the link,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want them to get surprised that, hey, what exactly is this? She's not the one we know. So
Yes,
I try to
yes.
maintain that focus and that discipline. I would rather call it a discipline. And for new bloggers, obviously, I'll say, be very consistent, be disciplined, and be patient. Patient is the main thing. Money will
Yeah,
come, for sure. And
yeah.
till now, I haven't monetized my blog as such. Whatever I'm getting is mainly from the content creation. And if luckily, if any brand contacts me,
Yeah.
then that is there. Because see, when I'm on Instagram or on Facebook or anywhere, I'm not promoting any product or anything. It is mainly
Mm.
I'm showing my work. That's it. That
Yeah.
actually I should learn to create more generic videos to get in, so that to make my presence for brands and all. But again, I need to know my focus also.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. Coming to discipline and all that, how do you do this? What is your work routine like? Now, juggling all this, then two kids, family life, plus these occasional readathons and all, which you are doing charity work. So,
yeah. Yeah, so Lata, I plan in advance all the time. Now, when the kids are doing online learning and all, so I plan everything in advance. I never wait till the last minute. And morning hours, I never sit for my work or anything in morning hours. So you can call it, my days divided into small pockets.
okay.
So before lunch is the family time, the lunch prep time, and the outside work. And then in the afternoon, when my little one, now he's also growing, so his naps are getting shorter. So
Yes.
it's like hardly 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or like max. I'm like, okay, no, I just wait for that time. Let's go to sleep. And then the minute he's there, I know what I am supposed to do today. So my most of the basically my I don't waste my time in planning that time, that okay, so what should I do now? So I know what I'm supposed to do. And the second thing, I do not spend a lot of time on social media. That I feel it's
See
like a
that?
rabbit hole.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
So once I go on Facebook, then it will be it's gone, and you don't realize like where that 1 hour is
Yeah.
gone. So
Yeah.
I go on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter only to share my posts and to check if there is any other opening or discussion going on in terms of if someone is looking for some influencers, some content creators where I can pitch in. That's
Yes.
it, not for my personal use. So my
Okay.
social media is, you will not find a single photograph or a single description or happening of my personal life.
Yes, yes,
So,
that's what I didn't see that.
yes,
Yeah.
and I don't share it. I don't want that social media, that public platform, to share my
Ah,
private life.
yes.
So that is the thing.
So this
That's the.
content creation, that thing, now the planning, then when are you doing this planning thing which you're doing? Like,
So I have an Excel sheet and I have
acha,
folders. So like
okay.
future post or whatever is done. So it's just like that. So whenever any idea clicks in,
Uh-huh,
sometimes it clicks at a very weird time when my laptop is not in front of me. So I'll
uh-huh.
just record, on my phone, the ideas that are just
Acha,
clicked. So it's
okay.
somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So it's not here. They're somewhere documented. And then I'll just, make a note of it. And most of the time now, because it has become a habit,
Uh-huh.
so yeah, so it stays. If something unexpected comes, if there is a last minute post that is coming up, so that also, while I'm cooking, I'll just think, okay, I have to write this thing. I think being a writer or being a blogger, we see content in everything. That
Yes,
is the
yes.
thing. So yeah, I mean, I would say it comes with
And
practice also.
how do you identify this is for the podcast, this is for the blog, or is it mix and match kind of thing? I know
So that is
the Marathi podcast, it has its own, like it is a podcast, but I'm talking about the
the
uh, English
English
one.
one?
Yeah.
English one. Okay. Yeah. So as you said, the Hindi podcast is kind of, it has its niche, but at the same time that makes it more challenging, because I have to that I don't want to lose that essence of that bato bato mein, that the topics should be very simple, but it should
Yeah.
have that, that personal touch to it. But on the English one, because it's an extension to my website, so that job is little bit easy because the blogs are already there on my blog, and I don't have to read it, but I know what topics I have to target. But sometimes I also create podcast or the episode which are not on my blog but which are related somewhere.
Okay.
So it
Yeah.
sometimes it just happens, it just clicks, it gives me like, on both my podcast I haven't shared anything about COVID, pandemic, corona, nothing, not a single episode is there.
Yeah.
I purposely didn't do it, because
Uh,
everywhere we are listening to the same news. What else I'm going to tell them?
yes. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but in that pandemic, what else I can tell them, that I have recorded. Yeah.
Good. Good.
So no, it
Yeah.
it just your instinct that tells me that, okay, no, you should record this thing today. Yeah.
Okay. How much time does it take, yeah, to for the article and for the podcast generally, like ideation to the finished product?
Okay, so
For
now because I'm writing and recording quite frequently, so
uh-huh.
sometimes I'll just sit maybe for an hour or 2 hours, and I'm ready with the post, like from starting to hitting the publish button.
In 1 hour.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
again, if I know that what I'm supposed to write, like yesterday
Yeah.
only I did that thing. The deadline was coming, the post had to go to this
Uh-huh.
client, and I just made some rough idea that, okay, this is the topic I want to write, because that's what they wanted. So I had a rough idea and I just started writing, and kind of, because I had that deadline in my mind. If I'll say, okay, no, it's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sometimes setting that deadlines for myself, it works. And in terms of podcasting, same thing happens. Sometimes it
Oh,
takes time, but writing or recording takes lesser time than the editing part.
yes.
So
Yes.
for
Yes.
podcast, if I get 3-4 hours at a stretch, I can
Uh-huh.
finish the whole episode from preparing the script and recording it and editing it and publishing it in that 3-4 hours. But that's
Oh.
the time I don't get that at a stretch. So recording
Yeah.
happens when either nobody is at home, or especially when my son is sleeping.
Uh,
And then if I'm lucky enough to get that extra hours, then I do the editing and I keep everything ready for my all the interviews. That's what I'm doing. I'm recording all interviews in advance, and I'm recording them
Acha.
in the folders, and I'm making them ready to go, like all the
Oh,
creative
okay.
teasers, everything.
Wow, you're super organized. Super. I read that podcasting article you have written. It's really good. So
Yeah,
usme you have mentioned that first get to know the person, and I've noticed that all of them are celebrities. So
yeah,
reaching out at their time, then you one or two sessions you talk to them on the phone. Then
yeah,
you have a technical. So how do you manage? Like you have a technical session, then you have the actual recording, then you
yeah,
have the editing, and all this again it goes out on spot on a schedule
yeah, yeah.
with the
It's
creative.
again because I'm really thankful to all my guests who are celebrities and who agreed, to come on my show. That is, I'm really thankful to all of them, and they were pretty, they were very accommodating. And I know one of my guests, we tried so many times. The network wasn't right, but he didn't lose patience. He was like, okay, we will try. So no,
Wow.
I am blessed to meet such people
Your
who
vibe is like that. I can, you you just
so, but
attract.
not every time. Sometimes there are some different experiences as well. But so far, most of my experiences are good only. I tell them very clearly, say, this is the thing. Now, that email also I have in place, because I don't want them to send like multiple emails, because I'm not the only one who is sending them the email. And I'm not there like a dear friend whose email or messages they won't like to miss. They must
Yeah.
be getting like tons of messages in one day. So I
Yes.
have to tell them everything in that, one email, that this is it, what I'm expecting from you, what I wrote in that blog post as well. We have to be very clear from the very beginning that this is what I expect from you. I know your time is valuable, my time is also valuable. So,
Yes.
let's make
Yes.
it out clear. And for the prep call, that also I tell them it's hardly 5-10 minutes call. That's it. And so that will
Wow.
give them the peace of mind on the day of recording. So when
Okay.
you tell them, why you are doing it, they're fine. I mean, most of them, they never
Yes.
crib or anything. The day night difference is the issue, but sometimes we try to work it around.
Okay. This creative, everything you're doing, you're not
Yes.
outsourcing anything.
No, nothing,
My
nothing.
God. Wow. Wow.
So for
That's
editing,
awesome.
actually, I'll give credit to my daughter, because she
Mm.
taught me editing.
Wow.
And yeah, because she is in seventh grade and she has taken theater, and in the theater they tell them that the technical side she's learning. So
Oh.
first when she told me, can I do your editing? So she did my editing, but then I told her that every time I have to wait for you, and then I have to sit next to you what to edit. So you
Uh-huh.
teach me the editing, and then she taught me the editing. And
Wow.
now
Yeah.
now I'm doing it. Yeah.
Very nice. So nice. She's so talented already.
Yeah, she
15
has.
only.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. Okay, if for the new bloggers and all that, I just want to not discourage them that there's not money, but if there is money, in what ways can they expect some revenue? And like, if somebody reaches out for a brand thing and they're always only giving some product, they're not really telling you money. So how do you stand out and say that, I need income? Or, how do you brand yourself?
Okay, so Lata, for this, I would say this thing to the bloggers, that if they are just starting, then
Yeah.
first of all they should try to build their visibility, and to have that set a very strong foundation, because their blog is kind of their home. If
Yes.
if they have to market themselves not just through social media, but mainly through content. Because what I have figured out, I haven't worked with many brands, but
Mhm.
whichever brands I work with, they all are good brands, and they
Okay.
cared for the content, not just just make a video and we are fine. So they understood.
Yes, yes.
So when they reach out to me, I tell them that this is what I work with, and you should be clear like what you are capable of, and you should not kind of, I would say, go little extra what you can do. That I can do this, I can do this. You
Yeah,
should know
yeah,
your
yeah.
limits.
Yes,
And
yes.
if you say, okay, I can make a video, that's fine. But if
Uh-huh.
you cannot, then just tell them. Like one brand reached out to me, they asked me to have my child in that video. So I told them that as long as I'm concerned, I'm fine making a video, but I cannot have, that is the rule that I set for myself, that I will not let my kids in the video. So not
Okay.
like a front view or anything.
Yes,
So I
yes.
don't want that. So I'm not against any I also feel good when I see other bloggers kids in the video, but
Yeah.
that is something that I'm following, at least as long as I can. Side view, top view is fine, but not like a front
Yes.
view.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you're okay with it, that's fine. If you're not, that is also fine. And when we reach out to brands, I don't have like a very I would say have a media kit ready in terms of
Okay.
your numbers. Be very updated with your numbers of Google Analytics and all. And
Okay.
but sometimes what I have seen, if there are brands who really like your content, then they may not be worried too much about your DA and all that stuff, because it's not in
Yes.
your hand. It
Yes.
just
Yes.
goes up and down. Because
Yes.
what, Lata, now I call it long time back, but a couple of years back my DA was 41, and
Wow.
I didn't even realize how it reached there. My friends were like, what did you do? I said, I don't know what I did. I mean, I just wrote. That's it. I mean, I didn't do any collaborations, nothing. That was a time when I was doing no collaborations, hardly one collaboration in 6 months or something. But I was just writing a pure content. Nobody was giving me backlink like big brands are giving me backlinks. I was
Yeah.
giving them the backlinks, like an additional reading. But somehow it reached. So I didn't know what exactly. I till point I don't know what I did. But then
Yeah.
when the algorithm changed, my DA
Yeah.
dropped to 20.
Acha, acha.
Yeah. So
Oh,
those things are not in our hands. It
yes.
just goes up and down.
Yeah.
So we just have to work on our content, make it powerful, and the content should speak. That if there is a parenting, then they should think, okay, we should contact Mother's Gurukul.
Mother's
Or if
Guru.
there is any
Yes.
podcasting, they should think. So we have to make our space, I would say. In that, what I feel, just be natural, be disciplined, be consistent, and then everything is set.
Wow. Yeah. That is so good. Don't go by the numbers. Go
Yes.
by the content. Like,
Yes.
what is
Yes.
it you're putting out? And I really like this value system. If you have this value system in place, that's making you stronger, much
Yeah.
stronger. Like you won't do this, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, I know my Instagram presence is not very strong. I know that. But I'm not looking for influencers or anything like that. Whatever I'm looking for, I'm getting. I may have gotten little more, maybe if I were in India. But
Yeah.
here it's hard to crack those deals, what you call it. So yeah, whatever reaches me, if it suits, it suits. If it doesn't, it's fine. I'm there to create content for sure.
One last question I want to know this, for any newbies, blogging and podcasting ke liye, any courses you would recommend, how to learn all this, and then is it expensive to, blog or to have a podcast, these mics or whatever, or do you need anything special?
Okay, so first I'll answer your first question, that to do the courses and all. So I
Yes.
would say yes, there are courses. I haven't done any course, but yeah, there are courses that I know. I have checked a lot, and on Udemy are there, and Coursera there are courses.
Yes.
So, but blogging or podcasting is more of your natural skill that
Yeah.
we develop over time. That course might teach you the technical aspect, the how the structure is, the English and all that. Rather than blogging, I would definitely recommend to go for any content creation course. Like if there is someone very new to it, like how
Yes.
you
Yes.
brand, because there is a difference between writing for a magazine, writing for a newspaper, or writing for your website, so or writing for social media.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that style is different.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
what we learned over time means with practice we learn. So maybe
Yeah.
they will get it right there. But it
Yeah.
is more of, I would say, let it bloom on its own. Don't have that
Yes.
style. Just express. It should be a medium of expression.
Yes.
Otherwise, all content writers will be writing the same way. So there won't
Exactly.
be any uniqueness.
Yes. Yes.
And same thing for podcasting. Podcasting is also, again, content is there. if you have a knack of to presenting things verbally, if you are comfortable with mic, comfortable with your own voice, if so it's a wonderful feeling, to be on the mic and to talk and people are listening to you. That is the only time people will listen to you quietly. so, so that is there. And in terms of the setup you asked me,
Yes,
so for
yes.
podcasting, I have a very basic setup. I only have one recording mic. That also I started when I started the interviews in October, because I felt now
Acha.
I need the mic.
Yes, yes, yes.
So because I'm the host, so the mic, my voice should be clear. And because
Yeah,
I'm doing the interviews on a third party tool, so I am not very much sure about that quality and my
yeah.
basically my interviewers network. So that's why
Okay.
I was like, okay, let me have a mic. So I just got a very basic mic, not at all like that adjustable arm and that mic, a very basic mic.
Oh,
And that's the only thing that I use.
thank you so much, Alpana. Very inspirational and very informative. Thank you for sharing all this information honestly. And I'm hoping it will help future bloggers and podcasters. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much
coming.
for having me, Lata. Thank you.